so.
Yeah, maybe. All right. I guess I see your
So let's
point.
drive over there after this and go get it.
All right. Yeah, there was. I wish I knew the artist. I guess I could look it up, but it was like on the Dark had a card called Angry Mob,
Yeah.
and it was worth like star, and the stars were equal to the number of. Art is so cool. It's like say that, and it's like I know exactly what that card looks like.
I think all
I'm just laughing because it just stings. It just stings. I bet those cards only go up too because they don't make them.
Right.
All right. Well, we are actually live, and we are in the studio doing a session here. It is Saturday, June 28th, 2025. And we did play the intro, but we couldn't get the audio to work. And I just said, F it. Let's just get going
I
here.
hear the starting.
Otherwise, I would get every other story that we've been talking about not on recording. So had to finally let it rip. But we got a little bit further.
What time when did we go live? What were we talking about when we went live?
The last 10, 15 seconds before I said we were going live.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, I was just running the intro. We'll see what it actually is like on the YouTube video. But,
Yeah. Well, are we live right now?
yes.
All right.
I'm not even gonna say I believe so to the best of my knowledge. I'm just gonna confidently say yes, we are.
All right. Well,
It says we're streaming.
streaming to one.
There's a
person.
button that I can press stop streaming. But there is supposed to be like something else here, some sort of control studio mode. I already have that activated. I don't know. Where I can like see like the chat.
Yeah. That'd be cool. We can get on there.
No arguing in the chat, people. We're not gonna.
I don't care.
We're not monitoring it, so no bullying.
There we go.
But what were we just jamming about before I cut us off by saying we were live? Now it's like, all right, everybody be quiet. We're
We were
live.
gonna talk about the windows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we already talked. Now you gotta
Are
say
we
what
not
it
going
is.
to?
I don't want to. I mean, I don't want to talk about like. That's a little too personal. I feel like.
Okay.
Okay. Well.
Yeah.
All right. We'll just say windows are expensive.
I mean, I can talk back about the stories about us driving fast. I mean, I've got another one.
Okay.
All right.
It's probably not as good as that one though. And this is just allegedly. This may or may not have actually happened. I may or may not have actually done this. And if I would have done this, it would have been a long time ago, 20 years ago, around-ish. I was out, I think, with Ryan. And I was also out with some gal that we were talking to at the time that I was talking to. And we were downtown somewhere, downtown Minneapolis, right?
I've been down there.
A good place to be like
City.
speeding and stuff, right?
Yeah.
No.
This is back 20 years ago, but probably still wasn't great. So, I don't know where we were exactly. We're at some club, some bar, some club maybe where Ryan maybe knew somebody that worked there that was DJing, something like that, potentially. But it wasn't like super late at night, but I think it was like evening-ish time. And from what I remember, because I remember it being like daylight when I was driving. And I'm driving, it's the Caddy. Had to be the Caddy because that was the only car that I went like fast with, right? Freaking 97 Cadillac. I mean, it's not really meant to be a race
Northstar
car.
V8.
Yeah, it had a V8. It got fast. It was a little quick. And we were driving back from downtown, and I was a little bit buzzed up from drinking too. Double whammy. Probably shouldn't have been driving. Even that. But I had Ping and this gal in the car. And on the freeway, there's like this like Grand Prix GTP cruising around.
Oh, I remember those.
Kind of flying by a little bit, kind of racing around a little bit. And there was a bunch of people in there, that were young, having a good time, and like, yeah, let's race too, and I thought it was a good idea to. I don't know how I didn't go 140 or anything like that, but I'm sure well over 100, 110, 120 probably, because I did that like a couple different times. Didn't have any swerving incident or anything like that, but it was like on like the prime area of 94 West coming back from downtown.
Yeah,
Which-
by like Shingle Creek.
Lowry or Dowling.
Oh, you were like in
That area.
Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, like Dowling maybe. So like it was
So
yeah.
you weren't on the freeway?
No,
Oh,
it's
you
94.
were.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were just leaving
Yep.
Minneapolis.
Yep.
Okay,
94
cool.
West. Yep. And then I was in that area, but then I remember. I mean, I remember getting back pretty quick because we did that for a ways. It wasn't just and then slow way down. It was we were kind of swerving in and out of traffic a bit, and then it was like, all right, let's slow down. But geez, man.
Yeah, that's with other people in the car.
Right?
It's like, oh, it's so.
And we were so young that the people in the car too weren't like, whoa, hey, like
Yeah.
we were just no, let's have fun,
We're invincible.
Yeah, right.
There was like a. It's not like immediate family, but somebody who's just removed from it. Their son was just graduated high school this year, and like on his graduation day, that night went out with his buddy, and he was like homecoming king, like super popular, right? Good
Yeah.
athlete. Okay, and then goes out with his buddy who's driving, and I guess they were doing like fishtailing on dirt roads. They live kind of in the country, and the thing like lost control, and it's like the ass end or whatever. Something happened where the car like went off the road and rolled,
Ooh.
but the person didn't have his seatbelt on,
Oh, man.
and it's
I don't like where
ended
this is
up going out of the car in such a way that the fucking when it rolled like on top of him and killed him.
Jeez.
What a horrible way to go.
That's like, what the fuck? He like just graduated.
What a
Oh.
horrible time.
So that's just why I think like
Drive safe.
when there's other people in the car, God, it's like you never
well,
like
there's even
imagine.
other people on the road. Don't drive stupid.
Yeah.
You know. That story you told, Tom, reminds me of a story. I was coming back from college late night, as it was typical back then, and there were two Fieros racing at same stretch of freeway, and I was in the
Fieros.
not the left lane, but the lane to the right of the left lane, so like the second left lane, I guess you'd call it. And yeah, two Fieros just came flying up the one. One went to the left lane and just zoomed right past me. The other one went all the way over to the right hand lane and just smashed into a van that was driving. And the van went up on the embankment, and I saw the Fiero pull over, and I saw the guy get out, and instead of going to the van to see if they're okay, went and looked at the front of his car to see how damaged it was. I was just like, oh my God. I called 911, reported it. But I don't ever know what happened of whatever came of it.
Damn.
So they're like, "Did you stop?" I was like, "No, I saw it in my rearview mirror, and I saw other people stopping." They're like, "Okay, we'll send someone out." But yeah, so that was reminds me of that.
Well, sorry I was a little distracted, guys. I just wanted to make sure that we were actually live, which we are. Surprising to me, the music to our intro did play. It's in the video. It's in our live.
Sweet. Good.
Yeah. Weird.
But yeah,
I'll be damned.
Fieros, those were not big cars.
no, they're tiny cars.
They
but
were aluminum, weren't they?
you know what you can do with a Fiero? You can take out the stock engine, and I think it's the GM 3800 or like some Buicks with a turbocharged. That engine will drop right back in, and so you can make them super fast.
Dang.
So it's probably things that have been souped up.
Do they still make two-seater cars like
Yeah.
Miatas?
Yeah, I gotta
They do.
They gotta be out of sitting outside.
Well, and
They
sports
make,
cars
like
and stuff.
new ones.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
you can get a 2025 Miata. You
There
know,
can't be
2025
too
Corvette.
many. Are there
Well,
a lot of
Vets,
two-door
Lambos. I mean, supercars like that. I mean,
I mean, yeah, a more like
Yeah,
I think
fleet.
BMW has a convertible that's two
I
seaters.
think, yeah, I think there's still those BMWs.
Nice.
I don't know. It's a disappearing car. You know, convertibles in general are disappearing, just like stick shifts. Like you get the Mustang convertible, you can get the Corvette convertible, you get the Miata, you get Wranglers, which are technically can be convertibles. And then I don't know, BMW's got a convertible, I think, but I mean like, there's no like Malibu convertible or like Honda Accord convertible.
Did they used to have fleet
Solara.
vehicles like that were convertibles, like Accord or Ford Taurus, Chevy?
No, I guess not.
Lumina.
I mean, like back in the day, I think they had them that way. But like the Geo Metro, when that came out, you could get it as a convertible.
I'm surprised that they don't make those anymore.
Oh, at the Metro?
Yeah, it must just be like their margins are so small. You know, they're like, why the fuck would we make this if we can make 10
That's why.
grand on a truck?
That's why you don't see a lot of like entry level cars anymore because there's not enough margin there.
Ugh,
So
Yeah,
everything
it's-
is these
I hate it.
stinks.
trucks
I hate it.
and
Yeah.
big SUVs and even crossovers and stuff like that.
I want the basic version.
Yeah, I don't think you can get
Yeah.
a basic like, maybe a Mazda 2. Does that still? I don't wonder if that still sells in this country. I think they still have them in Japan, but maybe get a Mazda 2 with crank windows and
Oh yeah, the crank windows.
Well, yeah, I haven't had a
Hilarious.
vehicle. Well, I guess my Wrangler's old, so it's got crank windows, but the doors haven't been on that thing in like 10 years. So not like I'm really caring about crank windows or non-power locks. So, well, Tom, you had something you wanted to bring up. You told me beforehand.
Oh, so okay. Well, we've talked about a lot of mail. I got an interesting piece of mail that is kind of cool, and it seems a little bit old school, but it's neat that they still do it. It was a piece of mail from Nielsen. Nielsen. Let's see. There's nothing on here that can dox me. Gotta get this out of the way. Okay. Yep. So it's the ratings people.
Wow.
The TV ratings.
Nice.
So the Nielsen company, and it was interesting. So it came in this this envelope with a little clear circle on the back. I kind of tore it up, and in the back it had this showing money, two $1 bills.
That's a free $2 right there.
Exactly, and I remember they used to do
was
that.
Showing.
Yeah, it was showing, which I'm like,
You're
wow.
not supposed to send cash in the mail.
I'm glad that we live in a high trust community here where at least the mail person didn't loot all of these, which I'm sure perhaps has maybe happened before. So we know how people are, right?
check my mail when I get home.
And
$2.
yeah, so it's like an actual real. It's not like movie theater money. It's real money. And I remember way back in the day, they would do that. They'd send you money. They'd basically like, hey, we're thanking you already for filling out the survey by giving you this $2, and then hoping that people would, oh, cool, they did give me $2. Let's fill this out and send it back in, right? However, it also came with this letter. Dear household, have you ever wondered how radio, television, and other media outlets decide what shows to broadcast or to cancel? In large part, those decisions are based on feedback from people like you. Your household and a few others in your area have been randomly selected to participate in an important research study. The enclosed $2 is our way of saying thank you for considering our request.
Oh, just
Thanks for
considering
considering it.
it.
$2. It ain't nothing to us. We're Nielsen, right? Please have a household member age 18 plus complete the 3 to 5 minute online survey before July 20th, 2025. Because we appreciate your time. You'll receive a $5 digital gift card, which you can redeem immediately from a wide list of options such as Amazon, Target, Walmart, or cash transfer via Venmo or PayPal once you complete your survey.
There you go.
So I could make a total of $7 out of this ordeal. $2 just for considering potentially making another $5.
Have you considered it?
Yeah.
So you've already earned the $2.
Yeah. I mean, I've already considered. Yeah.
That's already yours.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, I suppose, yeah, you could not even consider it and still just keep the $2, but that's not really. I don't think that would really be right
That wouldn't be
because
your, you wouldn't be
you'd have to send it
entitled.
back.
Yeah.
Uh,
Is the survey there?
So the survey isn't there. It's an online survey, which I have not done yet, but it's
okay.
it does also give like a little bit of background here. So this is who is Nielsen. For decades, Nielsen has measured what people watch on television, listen to on radio, and buy in stores. We are a professional research company and the world's leading provider of media and marketing information, including the Nielsen radio and TV ratings, which incorporate online and streaming preferences. So it's funny because I remember, the Nielsen ratings, right? I don't ever remember ever participating in it one time though. But obviously they send this out enough to be able to come up with some sort of a rating that means something. But the infrequency of these coming out, I mean, how meaningful really is it?
I don't know. Well, maybe they're just happening all the time, just randomly to
Yeah.
other places.
And it's an interesting way of gathering data this way because it's a little bit kind of old school, which is maybe a little bit unconventional compared to, just having some app that automatically collects it without people knowing or something like that.
Yeah.
Like it's like what do they want? Like you have to fill this out. It's not automatically pulling the info, right?
Yeah. Are they asking for your thoughts on shows then?
I believe
Like, what do you
so.
think of Hollywood Squares?
It's it says visit the website is visit radiotvstudy.com.
Radio.
So radio in that.
Common man. You gotta.
It says too. It says, "Why am I receiving this?" Is that a kickstart? Oh,
Oli.
Some weird.
an Olipop. Since we cannot measure everyone, it says, "Why am I receiving this?" Since we cannot measure everyone, we randomly select a few homes to represent each community, and your home is one of the select few. Please help your community be represented.
Yeah, I thought people for Nielsen ratings, I thought they had like a box or something on your TV.
They used to have that.
They don't have.
Now,
they have that
was
I don't know
that-
if we could get that anymore? But back in the day, that was a thing.
Was that automatically in your cable box though, or no?
They'd send you a box
A
to
different
your house
box.
and you'd hook it up.
Huh. Interesting.
And I think it connected to your phone line or something like that to send data back. Or
I
something.
always kind of wondered about that too, but it's like seems like a very like a small sample size. Like I wonder how many people, around here got it says randomly selected, 1 out of 1,000, 1 out of 10,000, 1 out of 100.
Right? Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think it really says that. I haven't seen every single detail on this, but
One time after I first moved into my house, I had a guy drive right up to my house, get out, knock on the door, and I opened it. And the first thing he did is he handed me a $20 bill. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? He's like, I'm with so and so, and he was doing essentially. I don't think he was with Nielsen, but he was doing the same type of thing for magazines. He's like, can I come in and just chat with you about magazines and what you're reading? I'm like, okay, I don't really look at magazines anymore, but okay. And he had like a stack of cards like this. He's like, yeah, just go through the cards, and if you recognize in these magazines, just set the card aside. So did it, and yeah, he
That was all you had to do.
all I had to do. That's all I remember. And then I think he sent a follow-up survey. He's like, I'm going to send a follow-up survey, and if you do that, you'll get some more money. And I did it, obviously, but yeah, that was
And
cool.
it was just about magazines.
Yeah, just about magazines.
Like, and if you recognized them,
If I recognized him, or if I had read something with him in the last month or something, I don't remember. This was years ago, like I said, when I first moved to my house, but like he drove directly to my house. I saw the car go drive down the road, and skip all the other houses before mine and stop
wanted
right at mine.
you specifically. Why is that?
I don't know.
I don't remember for magazines. That the only thing I think of when I hear that term is, but like going to Barnes and Noble.
Yeah,
That was the coolest section in Barnes and Noble, just to kind of look at the periodicals.
see what they had there.
But I haven't done that in years. I'm kind of surprised magazines are still a thing.
Well, I think they still kind of serve a little, very niche purpose these days. But yeah, I'm sure there's getting to be fewer and fewer and fewer of them, just like newspapers.
I wonder what the numbers are looking like on those.
Oh, that's probably not readable. It wasn't readable when you had me check the other day.
Are there? What's like the most?
No, I meant
popular
on magazine sales.
Oh, I see. Like mid numbers on that. on the actual paper you're holding up.
No, we're
We're
what are
past
we
that.
at, like 180p we're broadcasting at or something like that?
What do you think's the most popular magazine? I couldn't even like guess. Maybe like Cosmo or Vogue.
People?
Like some women's
People's what popped in my head, but
People.
yeah.
Time,
Time.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, one
Your
of those,
guess are right.
one of those
Probably one
solid
of those.
ones back then.
National
Probably still
Geographic.
hanging out.
So a real like news-ish magazine. Oh, National Geographic was. That's gotta still be a magazine because it's
No, it is.
that was like picture-based.
I think they have it at the auto parts store or the auto shop in the waiting area. They have those new ones sitting out.
Yeah.
Is it still the yellow? It's gotta be. Of course it is. The yellow cover, the yellow framed picture. They'd be silly to give that up.
How do we change the bit rate
I don't know.
to our stream? Because it keeps on sending this message saying,
Suggestion.
yeah, that
Leave us a comment below if you know how to change the bit.
we recommend that you use a stream bit rate of 1000, and we're currently using a 2732.08, and it's changing.
So that means you would just reduce it by
Oh, true.
get it, like 2700 minus 1700 equals 1000.
Let me subtract 1700 out of there.
Yeah.
See what it does.
That'll do it. Yeah, I don't know. Still figuring this out, man. It's like I was just thinking about this earlier. I was trying to record some audio off of a YouTube video and doing it on Clipchamp. Just the audio like gets quiet and then it gets loud and then it gets quiet. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And then I asked Grok, and it's like, yeah, it does that due to like the different way that they're coded or something like that. And I'm like, what the hell?
Like
is
audio
this?
from our show? Or audio from
like I was like a
video?
music clip. I was trying to like record like a
Oh, I
music
see.
clip, so then I could like use that music clip into something, you know.
Huh.
And I couldn't get a very clean recording of it. And then I even tried, so it wouldn't record off of YouTube very well. And then I also tried recording it off of, like I tried to use like OBS to record it, and that didn't work either.
Huh.
So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. It's just complicated. But it's like I feel like I want to. Yeah, I think maybe one of those Roadcasters. You could maybe use one of those to record whatever's playing audio, and get a clean recording of it, no matter what it is digitally coming
I
out.
told you how to get that Rodecaster before we started. Two simple steps, man. You'd have one on the way.
Well, you didn't. I asked you for a step. I had another plan to figure that out.
What's the other
Just
plan?
give me the card, and then I'll.
No.
Well, see, we have a disagreement there. We have a disagreement.
All right. So, how do you want last weekend go?
Last weekend?
Yeah. Nice, hot, humid.
Oh yeah, it was stifling, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was great. I love it.
That was hot.
I went on a little bike ride during it. You know, I wanted to definitely enjoy it. You know, it's too bad. I wish we had like a lot longer stretches of it for a long time, so I could get really used to it. And just I love sitting outside in that. But it takes my body a little to get used to it. Like I get, you know, even just like my throat and, you know, but I like it.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. I bring that on all the time. 90 degrees and high humidity. Everyone always like looks at me like I'm nuts, but no, I'll take it.
Wow.
I'll take it over any winter day we get.
Yeah, that's true.
It's
Mhm.
just
It's way better than being cold.
Just as long as I
I
can
hate
cool
being
down at
cold.
night in my home to be able to sleep,
yeah.
you know.
I love sleeping in the cold though. Like, when I say cold, like 68.
Mm-hmm.
It's so
You
good.
open
Well,
the window in the winter.
Yeah.
Sleep with it open. You
Yeah.
can get a cold that way. You know that?
Yeah, makes sense.
When I was camping in over Memorial Weekend
Yeah.
out in Wisconsin, it got down to what 38, like I think is
Yeah.
as cold as it got.
Did you sleep
But
well?
it was great. The key, there was a couple keys to it. So I was in my tent. It was not a winter tent of any at all, but it had like a rain fly that at least kind of covered up all the vents, so you didn't have air just completely blasting through. There was no wind in any of the nights. There were very, very, very still nights, and I think that's what really saved me too. But so I had an air mattress. Now, one thing that I've learned after a couple years of doing this now over a cool Memorial weekend, and this one was even cooler, I did some research that you lay down your air mattress right on the ground. I'm thinking to myself, I got this air in between me and the ground. Like, how could I possibly get cold from it? Well, the air is getting cold. The air itself from being on the ground is getting cold. And then it's just right up against you with this like layer of vinyl or whatever the air mattress is made out of, right? So all you really need is like you lay down, you lay down one of those emergency blankets on top of your air mattress. Then you lay down your blankets that you're going to like lay onto on the air mattress.
Oh, yeah.
Then you're laying down on top of that. Then I'm like glamping because I can, right? I have like a sheet, just like in a bed. Then I had an electric blanket on top of that, a comforter.
Oh, yeah.
And then as like a backup, just in case, and I didn't really need it because the electric blanket was plenty, another like sleeping bag that I had unzipped is like another top comforter, right? Didn't even really need that. The first night when I was loaded up with everything, I actually also went to sleep because I remember last year my face kind of getting cold because it was windier. I put like a baklava on, just a thin, like a running one.
Yeah.
Just so I'm like, okay, my face and nose and ears and stuff don't get cold. Fall asleep. Woke up like 2 a.m. or something like that. Cold outside, but I was sweating. Just sweating. Just peeling layers off. That electric blanket, when you crank that up on 10, which I had, oh man. That's all you need. I probably didn't even need that insulation on the bottom. As long as I had that electric blanket, it was a queen size. I could have wrapped myself around it, set it to whatever temp I want, and I would have been fine. So, but I think, air mattresses, they're cool and all. But if you're just by yourself in a tent, it just takes up too much space in your tent. So I want to get like a single, like kind of like a single length.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Yeah.
But every time I use an air mattress, I just end up on the ground like midway through the night.
Really?
I swear, every air mattress leaks.
Really? See, I've got a Coleman, and it's been great. Now, what I do, I have to fill that thing. You fill it tight, right? You fill it a lot. You have your thing cranking, right? And then if it's cold, the air is gonna like shrink a little bit. So sometimes you have to then like add more, right? And I think also after laying on it for some time and it being filled with air, then it also kind of will stretch a little bit. So I think combination of that can make you have to add them. But mine, I haven't had to add it. Like I could sleep in a night, but a couple nights of camping, then I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be laying on the ground, but I kind of want to add more, And sometimes I add it where it's like too much, and I'm like, it's kind of pushing on my back too much. I'm like, I kind of chill some out a little bit. So I've been lucky with it, but it's a Coleman one, and I think sometimes those are hit or miss, Coleman brand stuff. But
I'm looking at these old Rolling Stones. I read this book that has Rolling Stones.
Where'd you get that from?
1998. Somebody got it from the St. Paul Library. They were giving them away.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah.
You snatched it up.
So she's super cool. Thank you. Her name is Buchanan.
Buchanan.
Thank you. But they've got these classifieds in here, and just for an example, like term research papers, free catalog, 30,000 plus research papers, custom research available as well, called Berkeley Records. Like, this is so funny because. Like, you could just tell chat to do it these days,
Like, so you could just order these 30,000 research papers and find one and turn it in? Is that what that is?
Well,
that's exactly, I think.
Or are they selling all of them, or just you can order one of them?
One.
Yeah.
I think it's just for people who don't want to do their assignment.
That's funny.
Yeah. Should we call? I'm going to call one.
And what was the...
It's gonna just
are these recent? No. How long ago was this?
1998.
It was 27 years ago. It's not going to do anything.
I wish we could call them on...
So look for a different one then?
Can we call back in time?
You know what we need to do? We need to get a landline.
Yeah.
And then use that... Remember that phone recording thing?
Yeah.
I wonder if that would still... I wonder if we could loop that into here digitally.
There's like 5 listings. 6
calling video
for
update
term
with
papers.
That thing was fun.
There's 6 listings for just term papers. Can you guys believe that was like a business?
Yeah, I can.
Seems shady.
It's people who don't want to do their assignment.
People will not want to do their assignment forever.
And where do they get these papers?
I mean, even between then and that, you could download them off the internet and pay too.
You know what it is?
They're
It's like
probably just
it's like a high school.
junk, too.
No, it's like a high school English teacher that like scanned and saved all those and then
Yeah,
hustles
just
them on the
saves
side.
them all.
Yeah.
How can
Oh
I
yeah,
make
this one
money
got an
off
A.
this?
Set it
Yep.
aside.
Yeah, you're probably right. That's
Yeah.
probably who.
He's making
Assemble
$30,000 a year teaching, but making $200,000 a year
Or
selling
like a
papers
group,
on the
a group
side.
of teachers
Yeah.
got together and
Got
were like,
together.
"Hey,
Hey, add it to the pool.
Yeah.
all the A's."
And then the custom
put 'em
research.
here."
Someone said, "Hey, I need a paper about this. I don't know, Albert Einstein." Oh, we don't have any. Okay, class, your assignment is to write a research paper on Albert Einstein.
Yeah. What topics do we need?
And then
That's
they
hilarious.
Take the best ones out of that, add it to the pile.
That's so they get an order for one.
Yeah, someone
Like,
just
hey,
said custom research. So
top assignment, you
Yep.
guys.
Monday morning, the teacher walks in. All right, you guys have a research paper due at the end of the week on Albert Einstein.
One of you fuckers better get an A. 'Cause
They
we
grab
got
They
it,
need
you
so-
know,
to, they
anything
need
that
to
has
fill
an A,
the
they put
quota.
it in their
Yeah.
pile.
We got a quota to, assignment to do.
Yeah. That's hilarious. It would be funny to get in touch with whoever wrote that ad and be like, "Is this what you do?"
You don't think I should call it just to see?
Yeah, I
Well,
would
you can
definitely-
call it, but
absolutely
it's not
call
gonna
it.
Go to anything.
It's probably going to be linked to some other new phone
Instead of
number and
linked to
stuff,
some
but
scam
it'd still be
or-
funny. But
Yeah.
I would star 6-7 your number. I mean,
Is
Just
that
block
what
it.
you do?
yeah.
Well, I
Well,
was
you
just gonna pretend to like. Oh, I thought this was like.
You
for
can still do it with the private number. It's just you're just calling with the private number
So
then.
do star 6
Star 6-7 and then you type up, yeah.
Number. Okay.
It's just making your number private. That's right. It's America. You can do that.
Oh,
I'm calling all of them.
Fail.
This one's 520 papers.
It's
not
five.
even-
You said 520 papers.
Yeah.
that's not even the right number of digits.
Oh, it's
It's 800.
Excuse me.
If you're calling to schedule an appointment or to learn more about the services that may be right for you, please press 1. If you already have an appointment, please press 2.
That sounds like
Hmm.
medical.
Sounds like a doctor office or something.
Oh, strike 2. Oh, I gotta do the.
be cool if we could find like a payphone in Vegas we could call or something.
That'd be hilarious. Phone numbers of the 90s. 1-800 I feel okay.
Yeah.
We are currently closed. At the tone, please leave a message.
All right, so maybe this wasn't a good idea. I'll look for other things here. A lot of these are 1-800 something something papers. Papers 1.
Your call cannot be completed as dialed.
Can't be completed as dialed.
This one does actually have oh, I noticed 2 of them do have email like websites.
Yeah?
Really?
www.researchcentral.com and www.termpapersolutions. Paper Solutions.
ResearchCentral.com is pulling up.
Well,
This won't be
trying
on
to pull
screen though. We're still on screen.
Yeah, we're still in our early stages.
It's downloading cookies onto the computer right now or something. What is it doing, Dave?
Downloading cookies.
Oh,
Downloading cookies. No, it's probably not finding the DNS.
This call may be recorded for quality assurance.
sounds good. We're recording too.
Special promotion today for select callers.
Oh, look at that.
If you are over 50, please press 1 now.
You're not.
You're over 50.
You're not.
We'll give you the scam, like the Scam Pro.
Yeah, are you over 80? And it's like, ooh, you've gone on to the next level.
Do you what's that like Alzheimer's?
Yeah, are you
do you a
do you have
vulnerable adult?
It's like that.
Are you a vulnerable adult with no power of attorney?
We're here to help. Don't worry.
Just push 5.
5, we got you. We're the ones that are supposed to help. We're the ones that were assigned to help you. Your daughter hired us.
Oh, awful. God, that's crazy.
It's like all those Indian or not. It's not even just limited to India anymore, but all those scam call centers that call up and
Yeah.
oh, your computer's sending out errors. Here, get on and then they trick people into like I don't know going to their bank account or they send out emails saying that here's the charge and call to cancel and
There's definitely, I saw one like a more local scam. It's somebody I think they tracked this person down to like Kansas City, but they have like their company name. But all that this company does is look for companies in like contractors in an area that are like a real business but haven't registered a website.
oh yeah,
And then they'll just fucking take their
Yep.
domain.
and then be like, oh, you want it? $500.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no one shows up. Like awful. Like
Well, I don't
because
know.
then it like ruins the real business.
Well, yeah.
It ruins their
You know, and then if they even get
reputation.
worse at it, they'll put something like terrible on the website, so then people associate the business with like this terrible thing. You know. Do you remember back in the day, having to do a research paper on the White House and going to WhiteHouse.com? Do you remember that?
No.
If you went to WhiteHouse.com back in like the '90s, looking to try and find like president stuff or whatever, you went to a porn site
Somebody had it.
Yeah.
A porn site had it. Hilarious.
because you were supposed to go to WhiteHouse.gov.
Oh, I see. That was the real.
That was the real
government.
one. But I remember being in the computer lab in high school and trying to do my research. And I hit WhiteHouse.com and up pops this like pornographic site. I'm like, oh crap! You know, because I don't want the teacher to see it, get in trouble. So I closed it. Then I went to it again, like I must have mistyped or something. And it came up again. I'm like, what the heck's going on?
Check it out. So this is supposed to be a directory of payphones, Nevada payphones.
Oh.
Payphonesdirectory.org of some sort here.
So you can call a payphone?
There's Las Vegas.
Some
Yeah,
of them,
yeah. Oh yeah. It's
Oh, I
always
never-
been like you can call a payphone.
Oh, I never
And it'll
knew
ring.
Not all payphones. Some are just outgoing only.
I've never seen that. I've never seen
Yeah.
outgoing only.
Do they still have? They still
Um,
have a bunch.
All right, let me try.
Holy
I'm gonna
I
try
don't know.
one.
These aren't gonna. This is weird. MGM Grand Casino.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. They don't, but it's like
How old is this?
look at these are all like they've got this on it
Oh,
though.
those are disconnected.
I'm gonna try one of these MGM ones here.
Nice.
But I don't think in MGM there's
I've never seen payphones in there.
yeah I
The only
don't
place I ever see payphones
was
on
like-
is Hawaii, and
or
they're
like
not working.
was like Circus or what was it? What are
We
those
were
like?
at Circus when Ryan found one.
Oasis Casino?
No, Circus.
Well, Mesquite. That's in Mesquite. No, I know. See, it says Stratosphere Tower. It's not even called that anymore. Strat.
Right.
So this is likely very old. But maybe Sierra. I'll try one of those. Let me just try one.
What about for in these classified listings? Oh, are you gonna call it now?
Yeah, it's gonna see if
Yeah, we'll see what happens here.
Oh, we got beep.
Lame.
What? So these classifieds have section headings. So this is the game is to guess what kind of listings are going to be in. So for example, the under colleges is where those term papers were listed.
Okay.
So what's under this heading? Introduction services.
They introduce you to things
But what things?
like whatever you want to be introduced to.
No.
What okay.
There's
What do I
definitely
what am I choosing
category.
again kind of?
This is the heading for the classified section. So under this heading, there are going to be listings.
Oh, and this one is called what?
Introduction services.
Oh, it's an introduction to using the internet,
Nope.
using a computer.
Cold.
Introduction to business professionals.
Yeah. Cold, warmer, but cold, but still
Business
cold.
professionals.
It's. Should I tell you guys or do you want to keep guessing?
I don't know. It's kind of like a hard game. It seems like, but maybe not. Trying another one. Oh, again, Android. I did a Circus one.
Did you get a beep beep beep?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if there's a working payphone anymore. I mean, there might be some like novelty ones somewhere. But
There's definitely some somewhere in the country, but I just don't know where.
There's so under introduction services, you could get like this one is advertising a free 40-page catalog. This one's got a 64-page catalog.
MLMs,
Mail.
multi-level marketing.
Nope.
Oh,
Nope. 64 pages of Latin and Russian beauties.
it's called introduction services.
Yeah.
What the hell? That doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't make any sense. What magazine is publishing all this kind of stuff?
This is Rolling Stone.
Really?
Yeah.
Got some-
Oh.
We're sorry. You have reached a number that is no longer in service.
No longer in
If you feel
service.
that you have reached this recording in error, please check the number and try your call again.
That was a supposedly a payphone at a Alabama Winn-Dixie. I just thought maybe somewhere in Alabama they still have payphones at like gas stations or something.
No, like I said, the only place I ever see payphones is Hawaii, and they're all like, I don't think any of them work. They're usually trashed or they're.
I'll try this one at a Speedway Mini Mart.
Psychics. Should we call a psychic? This
There you
one
go.
says it's free.
They'll say that they've been
Free
expecting your
sample.
call.
Free sample.
Yeah,
Is this Chris?
that's funny.
I see a very large phone bill in your future.
Yeah, that's good.
Nice.
We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service.
By far the biggest section is phone entertainment. So funny.
This is Hawaii.
This one's
But
just
see,
a
they're all
three.
got the-
One of these is just a 304 number. It's not even a 1-800. Would that still be? It's called "It's a Man's World."
Try it up. Try it up.
Try up. It's a Man's World.
Oh,
Should I check out? What if we call and it's not in business anymore? Because it's no longer a man's world.
well, what I'm hoping is somebody answers and we're like, what? What do you mean? Is Bill there? Well, no, he works here. No.
So we're gonna ask for Bill, or we're gonna ask like, is this still a man's world?
Did that too. Yeah, well, I was trying to call for Bill. He's the manager here at the Man's World.
Last customer you called is not available at this time.
Not available at this time.
Sheesh. All
It's
right.
not a
got
man's
another-
world anymore, fellas. Proof is in the pudding.
You have reached a number that is no longer in service. If you feel that you have reached
Do some of these numbers get on the list? Like, too many weirdos are calling it, so we're just gonna.
Well, there's so many though,
I know.
and I'm selecting it by state, and then it's just like,
What? This is the charts for the Rolling Stone charts. So what was the top 20 songs? How about I just go through them and you guys tell me if you remember this?
Okay,
The
yeah.
number.
What month is this one?
Find out here. June.
June of 1998. Okay, so summer of '98. All right. So that was.
Let's
I
see.
believe the South Park movie had just come out.
Third Eye Blind.
I'm sorry. The number you have reached
Yes,
is not in
I
service.
do remember that one.
Smash Mouth.
Well, you're saying artists, but I remember those artists. Third Eye Blind was like that. Smash Mouth must have been Walking on the Sun.
oh, I remember.
They got
Smash-
the album name, I think.
Oh, what's the album name?
Foosh You May.
Yep. That's Walking on the Sun's on that one.
What about Madonna, Ray of Light?
I don't know. I didn't listen to much Madonna.
Marcy Playground.
Sex and Candy, that one?
Yep. Sublime, Secondhand Smoke. I think that must have been after he died.
Yeah.
Dave Matthews Band,
Uh,
Before These
Crash
Crowded
Into Me or
Streets.
whatever.
Yeah. Creed.
My Own Prison.
Yep. Scott Weiland, 12 Bar Blues. I do not remember that. I remember him, though.
I remember him. I don't remember that album,
It
though.
must have been after Stone Temple Pilots. Green Day, Nimrod.
Nimrod, I have that one at home.
Really?
Yep.
Nice.
I got a few of these at home that are talking about.
Pearl Jam,
Don't have that one.
City of Angels soundtrack.
Don't remember
I
that.
don't remember that either. And the number one CD of June
1998.
was a soundtrack.
Soundtrack in 1998.
Uh,
Movies were big back.
Super big movie.
It wasn't the South Park movie, was it? Came out around then.
No. Sorry to laugh. The
98?
South Park was like popular.
Yeah. And I have the soundtrack to the South Park
I feel
movie.
like South Park's always been kind of
So,
niche.
What's
But amongst high school kids, it was super.
Oh, so
that
they-
this was
their niche.
wait. This was popular in high school kids. This movie, no.
Yeah, it was popular amongst everybody,
this
all
movie?
age groups.
Um,
It was definitely like a date night movie.
Okay, it would be The Matrix. I think that came out in 99. Anyway.
Titanic.
Yes, ding ding
Oh,
ding.
you got it. I still have a scene.
I wanted to say Forrest Gump, but I think that was before then. Forrest Gump came before then because that was a popular soundtrack.
I still
Yep.
have a
see
sealed
Mm-hmm.
VHS, unopened copy of Titanic.
Hmm.
I should put that on eBay.
Worth-
Maybe I can make some
Worth
money.
millions.
It was a double.
Yeah, it's a double thing.
Say and sell it and say this was actually the one that was this movie
This
was
was
in
on
the
the
Titanic. This was on the
Titanic,
Titanic. It was rescued from.
They pulled it up
shipwreck.
from you know, it didn't even go down the shipwreck. They saved it before the ship sunk.
Yeah. Well, or either that or those divers went down that and got it with the Logitech controller, you know,
And the PlayStation
Yeah, it was
2
in
controller.
the Titan.
and the Titan.
I
Yeah.
shouldn't laugh at that. God, that
I
guy
know.
was so
You're right.
fucking crazy.
I laugh at something that's really uncomfortable like that, which is why I laugh too.
I'm just like, I'm still just fascinated by. There's so much content about. So like this guy's own engineers told him
Yeah,
when he
don't
was
do
building
this.
it, like it's not working. They had ways to test it, and even his own engineers were like, it's failing too much, and you shouldn't use it. You definitely shouldn't take paying customers. But this guy was just like, fuck it. I'm like, we're going. Like what?
I don't know, man. Just arrogant.
It's so like negligent. It's like really a crime to mislead those people. That because I have no doubts that if they had known
Where you going, Tom?
how dangerous it was, they never would have done it. But anyway, okay, let's go to MTV's top videos.
Oh,
Are you
yeah.
cool with that?
Yeah, I do remember watching that. Remember watching MTV forever, waiting for your favorite song to come on?
Back when they played videos.
Back when they
Yeah.
played videos and, you know, because you couldn't just, like, go on the internet and well, I mean, you could spend hours searching for the MP3 and then another hour downloading it, hoping it was what you wanted. No, actually, no. Maybe we had LimeWire and Napster by then. No, I don't
I
think
don't.
we did.
Not in '98. That
No,
was
we didn't
like
have Napster in
2000.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah, so you'd have to just like go around and Google, and not even Google. Not even. I don't think Google's around. So like Hotbot or Excite or Yahoo, and try to find an MP3 of the song that you wanted.
I never even remember
Oh, that was
doing that.
Oh, I did. I remember doing that. Such
In
a-
'98, you could
yeah,
do that.
Yeah. So I had a whole pile of MP3s that I had downloaded off the internet, you know, pre peer to peer.
If looking back, it's like I'm realizing how expensive CDs are.
Yeah.
Isn't that? I mean, I just used to blow through hundreds of dollars
Oh, yeah.
on them and thousands probably.
How many CDs are you up to?
And you think
Are you
it
up?
was at least a couple hundred.
Yeah, I think I've got about 300.
And if you think about like $15, sometimes you get a cheap one for
Sometimes
like
you get 'em,
10.
like $7.99.
Yeah.
Or you know that you could go to the disco around back in the day and get them cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Used
disco round
one.
was
Cheapo.
so cool.
Cheapo. Yeah.
They had a disco round in Maple Grove, I remember.
Yep.
Oh, so
Used to go there all
awesome.
the time. Buy stuff. Anyway, you were gonna talk about the top video.
This is MTV's #1 video, June '98.
Oh,
I
they
remember
still
this
have
song being
cheapos.
all over the place. All over. I think it might have been our like prom song. No, it wasn't. That was like Top Gun. Take My Breath Away.
There's a cheapo.
I
and
know,
plain.
but that's what we picked for our
Did you?
prom song. I have no idea why. That was, like our class did.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay, but this song, let's see, Casey and JoJo, All My Life.
Yeah, I know that song.
Remember that one? Yeah. That was, you couldn't escape it. Singles, they have this as being the #1 single from 6 years ago. So it would have been 1992. The #1 single, June of '92.
June of '92. Oh man. I don't
Number
think-
one single, June of '92.
I don't think I even paid attention to music back then.
This would have been for like young kids. Like elementary, junior high.
Raffi.
Not quite that young.
Hold on here. June of '92 for young kids.
Cassette tape. Yeah, like
cassette
if you had
tape.
this cassette, you were just fucking rocking this song. It had I'll tell you the two characters.
Crisscross?
in it. Yes.
Really?
It was
Really?
crisscross jump.
I'm
man.
2 for 2. Gosh, I can't believe I was.
That was a 3-pointer. That was a swish. That was
Thank
a
you.
logo 3. Yeah.
I do remember that CD. I might still have it. I remember I
I had to take
traded a neighbor kid 3 handfuls of the candy I had for that CD.
when you said 2, then that confirmed it to me.
I was gonna say it had 2 characters, the Mac Daddy and Daddy Mac.
Crazy. Because yeah, kid. I mean, but I didn't. Were only kids listening to that?
Maybe it's just because like I remember being
'Cause,
in like
yeah,
6th grade.
I was a kid. Yeah.
I can't imagine being like a 50-year-old guy thinking like, or soccer mom thinking like, man, this crisscross is fucking
Well,
hitting.
were they? They were young themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
They were young. Yeah, I don't know if I still have that CD sitting around or not.
3 handfuls of candy.
Yeah.
That would have been an early ass CD. Man, I didn't. You had CDs early.
I don't think I had a CD player yet when I did it.
You just were like, "This, I need that."
I was like, hey.
We'd gotten some CD player from a radio station. Remember, my dad came home with one once.
Yeah.
And then a whole pile of CDs too.
Oh, like the first versions. You could probably because he was in radio.
It was like one, kind of like this one here.
When they first came out, they were definitely like huge.
From what I remember. Yeah, it was like.
I think it was that exact one. Does that have a grid that lights up for like each track?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was that exact one.
Oh, wait. No, you know what? Oh, yeah, it does. It does. It does. It very well could have been.
What brand is that? Is that one of those old
It's a Sony.
electronics? Oh, okay. Do you remember the brand Iowa?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I had some
WA.
Iowa stuff. I had an Iowa powered subwoofer.
Nice.
And I had an Iowa CD deck for an old car that I had.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Mhm.
I got a friend who still rocks the Iowa.
Are they still a brand, or you're saying he's got like a vintage?
He's got a
piece
vintage
of-
one
Cool.
from like when we were.
Yeah, I
junior
don't think
high.
they're the same kind of brand.
I had
Still use
those
it.
like multiple CD stereo, and I remember it just had the coolest equalizer on it. That Iowa brand.
Yeah.
They had, it was so cool.
Was it all like you said? It was separate, or it
This
it wasn't like one of those mini systems. It was like a separate component for the equalizer, a separate component for the CD player.
it was all in one.
Okay. Yeah.
It was like so fucking awesome. I
Yep.
can't
Mm.
That might be what I have.
So
in
it's
my
been-
believe how
basement.
cool it looked.
You know what? I might still have one in my basement. I know a friend had one that were given away on Facebook, and I took them up on the offer, and it might be in Iowa. I'll have to look when I get home.
That was like it had to be designed around with the idea of like, how can we make this thing like look cool? Like
Yeah.
it has to have that equalizer display. Because it was just, God, it was so cool. I remember.
It says that it was acquired by Sony,
Okay.
and then they discontinued it, and then now the brand has been relaunched, but it's kind of like a different type of brand now. It's not like the same Iowa that we're used to.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I've got two of those like all-in-one systems that I've got from two different friends that were done with them. One's in my garage, one's in my basement. And I think at least one of them is an Iowa one. I think the other one might be a Panasonic. But
Does they still work?
oh yeah, they work great.
Oh, dang. Mine did. Mine finally broke. Otherwise, I was thinking, like, God, I should hook that up.
I want to take the one from my basement and put it in my shed, and then use a different thing in the basement. So I got to put that on my list of stuff to accomplish this summer.
Just want to let you guys know we still don't have a comment in the chat. Otherwise, I would have brought it up.
No, that's all right. I think we've been talking to nobody right now.
Yeah, talking to nobody unless people eventually want to watch us back.
Jumped in and then jumped out. I don't know. Show up on someone's.
Oh, here we
Random
go.
suggested
Oh,
feed.
here bit rate, video
Oh,
bit
here
rate. Can I
you
change
go.
it mid video? You think is that
I
going to
don't
mess
know,
something
try
up?
it. What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah,
Our non-audience will miss out.
yeah. It's gonna ruin our show.
Oh,
Boom. Bye. Oh, did something. Streaming software connected.
Oh, now you did it.
Oh, we're good. Oh, we're good. Now we'll see if it still gives me those messages. Which it did within the minute. It just did. But. You got any other artist quizzes for us from a time period in the 90s?
What other...
What's that car ad for?
Oh, it's a caddy.
Yeah.
Katera.
Katera.
Kateras.
Yeah. Thanks
I
to
thought
Katera's
that looked like a Katera.
full range traction system, 200 horsepower engine, leather seating, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I don't remember that. It says the Katera is the caddy that zigs.
You don't remember Kateras?
Yeah.
No.
Those are garbage.
They basically
Dave, you
took
you remember Kateras?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
basically took a Buick and put a Cadillac symbol on it, and that was it.
So
I think
it
they were
was- it
smaller
was
too, weren't
below
they?
the DeVille.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Because any ideas how much this would have cost in 1998?
A Katera.
Yeah,
In
brand new.
1998.
I'm gonna say $38,000.
In 1998? No way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with.
My Seville in '98 was 49,000.
I'm gonna say 21,000.
34,250.
And I
Oh,
bet that's
way
base
off.
MSRP too. That's
The
probably not what
base
you're
is
buying.
30.
Oh, okay.
That was way off.
Because I know I remember my '97 had its original MSRP, and with it was like 45,000, and with extra options and stuff, it was like 49,999 or something like that.
You had like a DeVille. didn't
Seville.
you? Seville.
Mhm.
Is that one even
STS.
better?
It's probably a little bit smaller than a DeVille. I want to say they're just I don't know, designed a little differently. I don't know if one's better or worse. I don't it was sweet for its
Just
time.
different.
Oh, nice. Now it says stream is healthy. Stream is in excellent
All right.
health.
Perfect.
You know what? I wonder if that's important though. I wonder if they're gonna if maybe we're gonna get in the algo better now.
Oh, maybe.
Interesting.
So we're supposed to get some severe weather tonight. Is that still a thing, or did that get canceled?
Let me check my app.
What? This is from a Ford Mustang ad
All
in
right.
1998.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. One of the features that is advertised on it, like for example, they
Yeah.
have Secure Lock passive anti-theft system,
Okay.
power 4-wheel disc brakes,
Yeah.
compact disc player, and then this one I think is the funniest. This was listed. This is the number 1 feature listed for a Ford Mustang.
Okay.
And he guess it, or should I just no? I'll just say
Number one feature for Ford Mustang.
Yeah, this was like
In what year
What
again?
they're-
98.
yeah, what their advertisers were like. Number 1 thing, make sure you point out that it has this. Meaning some cars must not have had it. Which is why it's
Hold
funny.
on.
What
Dave,
was
you have
it?
a guess?
What was it?
Keyless entry.
That's exactly
Oh,
it.
nice.
Remote keyless entry.
Very good.
Is that just mean pushing the button to unlock
Yeah.
the door?
Yeah.
So think about that. Like
Yeah.
that was
Back then, though, that was
I
a
remember
remember
when I got it on my
feature.
Cavalier. I
Well,
remember thinking
you know-
how awesome it was. Like, guys, look at this.
And your Cavalier was what year?
2000.
Okay, I think I had that for my '95 Cirrus.
Did it?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure
now
that
you
had
don't
remotes.
even have to push a button, right?
Yeah, now
you
you
just
just-
like get close enough.
Get close
Oh,
enough
not
so you
my
can
car.
unlock.
You still push.
Yeah.
I definitely pushed the button.
Yeah.
My car's 10 years old.
Yep, mine's
My car,
getting
my
there.
modern vehicles, yeah, I just walk up and, like, even with my truck, all I got to do is put my hand in the handle and it'll unlock.
How does that work? Like, does it have a battery then?
Yeah.
So you,
The key
what
fob's
happens
got a
if you
battery.
can't fucking? What happens if the battery runs out?
You-
Can you still use a key?
There's like a little, like, on the fobs, a little key that will release, and then you can use that to get it, you put it in the lock and unlock it.
So the locks still have a spot for a key.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
Manual
I've-
backup. That's good.
And I've been told that, and I actually had to do it with my 2021 Miata, where the fob batteries were really low. And I actually had to take the fob and it actually set it on the dashboard. Take the fob and touch it to the start button. So I actually had to start it by pushing that onto the start button. So
Yo, shout out to S41F. Yo, y'all see me. We do see you.
yeah, cool,
You're in
man.
the chat. What up?
Nice. Hello.
So,
We can all see you.
Even if the battery goes dead, you do have an option. But like, I was looking at my
Okay, good.
my 2008 Camry has all that built into the key itself, and one of the keys, the battery is dead in there, and I don't even know how you can get it apart because it's like a normal key, and so with that key, I actually have to like manually do it. I mean, that still takes a manual key anyways, but like
Yeah, how do you replace the
I don't even know if you
battery?
can replace the battery in those
'Cause
things.
I
Well,
had,
you
like,
can
one of
pop
those.
those open, right? Just like key fobs.
The key, but it's a key itself on there.
Well, yeah, just like mine, like my one for my cord. It's like built into the key.
Yeah,
It still pops open, and then
I
you
don't know,
change
this
the
one doesn't
battery.
look like it would.
Huh?
So
I should. Here, let me show you mine. Have you seen mine? Right? No.
yeah, I've seen yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, yours is more.
It
advanced
looks
looking than
different.
mine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Hmm.
I mean, that car's 17 years old. So
Yeah. Mine is 8 now. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Ooh, here's a Circuit City ad.
oh man,
Remember
Circuit
that
City. I
chain?
remember that place.
Oh yeah. I mean, it was nice having Circuit City and Audio King
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
like different options outside of Best Buy.
Yeah, they
I
would do
really-
like price matching.
Oh, yeah.
to those
Mhm.
places. That was
They
sweet.
carry different things, you know.
I mean, with Audio King back in the day when we were in high school, you walked in, they'd give you a can of pop just while you were browsing.
Yeah, that was like the fancy
Yeah. We thought we
store.
were like.
I don't remember the pop thing.
Yeah,
Interesting.
it was.
The one in Maple Grove?
No, this Maple Grove didn't even have one at the time. This was like you had to go all the way out to like Minnetonka area.
Okay.
And you'd go in there and just pretend to look at something and oh hey, we'll get you a pop while you browse. Sure.
It was right next to Sport Mart.
Yeah.
This-
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember going in there, and it was like a high. It was like an upscale. It was like in Best Buy. Sometimes they used to have like a really fancy section for like their premium.
They
home
still have
theater
that.
stuff. So like, what Audio King reminded me of was just that whole store was like that section
Yeah.
in Best Buy.
I remember going into one and seeing a 42-inch plasma TV, and it was priced at something like $16,000.
Yeah, when they first came
Yeah.
out, that was crazy. I remember the computer monitors, the same thing, like the first versions of the thin screen, which were so kick-ass because the old vacuum tube ones are so long. Oh my god, they're so long. But that first version was like, oh my god, like I have to have this. How much? It was like $4,000.
Insane. I remember too, like they had the payment plan or the layaway. That's what it was, layaway. And like you had to, it was like $588 a month or something like that if you got the Audio King card. And I remember a buddy of mine saying like, oh yeah, I know someone who did that, and he's gonna get a house in a few years, and he's right when the house is ready to go, he'll have that thing paid off, so he'll get it right away. And it's just like, man, now you look at that piece of technology today, and it'd be worthless.
Yeah. TVs are
You can go down into any like department store and spend like $300 and get like a 50 inch,
like a huge one.
yeah. It won't have all the cool like OLED or some of those other kind of crazy features.
It's pretty damn good
but
though.
it'll be way more advanced than what a plasma was back in the day.
Yeah.
It's just nuts.
Yeah. TVs are. I can't believe they make any money on them.
And then $300 back in 1998 was like probably like
For
$600-$700
inflation.
today.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It was like thousands. So for like a computer monitor, I want to say it was like Gateway,
Oh yeah, Gateway 2000.
and for sure it was like at least I know it was at least 2,000. So like adjusting for inflation, like
For just the monitor?
just the first LCD monitor.
Oh.
And the bezel is
So
like
it
this
was-
thick.
It was maybe like 14 inches, like not very big. But you think about adjusted for inflation, that was like it'd be like $4,000 or $5,000.
So crazy.
Whew.
I remember the first computer my parents brought home in the 90s. 1993. It was a Packard Bell. Didn't even have a CD-ROM in it. And I think they paid like $2,000 for that computer, the monitor, the keyboard, speakers, and the printer.
I remember like the $2,000 packages like that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean that had just have been like
Yeah.
tons of money that they must have been saving forever to get that thing. That's crazy. I remember I bought my laptop in 1998. My first laptop, a Toshiba with a 12-inch LCD screen. Bezel on that thing is like that thick. I still have it. I should bring it by sometime. And I remember doing that on a freaking Best Buy credit card payment plan, paying like $100 a month for a laptop.
I definitely remember laptops were fucking hella expensive.
Yeah, that was. I think I paid.
Toshiba was like the brand too.
Toshiba was a
that,
top line brand.
that had like the best. Yeah.
That thing has 32 megabytes of RAM in it, not gigabytes, megabytes. And I remember seeing that, like, oh, it's expandable to 160 megabytes. And I remember
Wow.
thinking, why would it ever need to go that high? And I believe a 4 gigabyte hard drive in that thing, which amazingly I did fill up.
What did what is it? S41F have a laptop? Did you have a laptop? S41?
So I don't believe S41 is no longer in here
Probably-
potentially, but I did subscribe to S41F, who's got a channel that's bigger than ours, of course. Big surprise. And he's an Egyptian hip hop artist.
Oh, sweet.
Cool. Well,
So it sounds awesome.
thanks for
And-
tuning in to us.
yeah, check him out.
For
Yeah, we'll have
a
to
few minutes. buddy.
listen to some
Thank
of
you.
his stuff here.
Oh, that's a good idea.
But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I can't really play it in the room. Here's our
Oh,
mics
we
pick
won't
it up
hear
and
it.
stuff.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
and I don't know. We might get a copyright ding or something like that if we rebroadcast.
Oh, we're promoting this dude. This is his music. This dude looks awesome. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, I still have that laptop, and I still have the box for it and everything because I remember it was like at that point in my life, it was like the most money I ever spent in my entire life
On something?
on
Yeah.
something. And then, like I remember, cause I was like 18 at the time, so just old enough to get a credit card, and I remember. I remember like swiping it, and my parents being like, "So, you just spent over $1,000. How does that feel?" I was like, "Didn't feel like anything." You know, 'cause I was on the card. I remember
Yeah, I
before
never
that,
had
I'd
it.
always just save up like cash and
Have
when
to
you're-
have real money.
yeah. When you remember you're like a kid, you're saving up for the longest time for this thing, and you walk in with like just a pile of like 20s and
The paper,
10s,
yeah.
and it's just like, oh, there it goes.
Yeah. It
It's
was
like
satisfying
the
holding on to
whole-
those stacks.
It was.
It's just like this satisfying hold on to these 2 1s right here.
Yeah, it's a free $2, Tom.
Yep.
Oh, hey, you can't just like not say anything about that.
What?
That 12 CDs
12
for 1
CDs.
cent. Everyone remember that?
He tears it
go.
out.
Look at that.
Order them up. See if we can still order those.
Yeah, I don't think it'll work.
Is there a phone number?
Here's another electronics brand that you guys will, I bet, remember this name in
Yeah.
the lines of Iowa. This was like a lesser tier brand, I want to say, but I definitely remember.
Craig.
Oh, good guess. I wonder if that's
still
still
have
around.
that, don't you?
I have a Craig boombox,
Yeah.
yeah. Still working. It's in the garage playing radio
The
24/7.
CD doesn't work anymore, does it?
We can maybe get it to work a little bit.
That's fun. They're probably made in the same place, you know,
Yeah.
like the Craig and Sony. It's so funny how ones get reputations for being. So this was Jensen.
Okay.
Remember that?
Yep.
I
brand?
do remember Jensen.
They
yeah.
make backpacks as well. No, those are Jansen Sport.
Jansport. I
Jansport? Is it Jansport?
think it's Jansport.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I had one of those back in the day. I used one of those all the way through college. I remember at finally at graduating, I remember like taking my laptop out, taking the books out,
Oh.
looking at the rest of it, and just going, dropping it in the trash because it had been like battle scarred from like high school all the way through all the into college. It was ready to go.
Well,
Oh, hey, we got 6 people who viewed it.
yep. And a couple of those might have been when I popped it up on my phone early on.
there's
But,
definitely a couple of them.
but since then, but there's that S41F and probably at least another 1 or 2 more.
Well, that's cool.
Mhm.
Maybe I guess they're up somewhere.
We're getting traction, boys.
We're getting traction. All uphill from here.
Well, it's interesting because you know how I did that? You can do like the little promo boosts with some of your videos, but I don't think you can do it to like a live while it's going live
Yeah.
because they always they have to like approve those promos too before they'll start.
I suppose because people
throwing 'em out.
make things that are
Yeah.
against policy or whatever.
Yeah.
What about this advertising campaign? Any idea what this would be for?
Is that Taco Bell dog?
Yeah,
I see the
Do you remember
Chihuahua.
that?
I do remember that. Yeah.
Yokiro Taco Bell.
Yeah, I do remember
Taco
that.
Bell. How come they got rid of it? It was so good.
Did they get rid of it?
They changed all that stuff up.
Did they though? I don't know if
I feel like Spuds McKenzie should still be a thing, and the Yokiro Taco Bell.
Buzz McKenzie, yeah, it was old school.
I guess this dog must have been called Surf.
Really?
Because this
Oh, gosh.
ad is called "Will Sky Surf for Nachos," so the dog must have been named Sky.
it was a dog named Gidget. She was the star of the Taco Bell advertising campaign from '97 to 2000. Gidget passed away in 2009 at the age of 15 after suffering a stroke, according to ABC News. That's funny. So there was an
15, that's a
actual
pretty
live
long-
animal dog.
Yeah.
I thought it wasn't just CGI.
No.
Yokiro Taco Bell. Oh, well done, Gidget. Well done.
$15 lived a good one.
Yeah.
The little dogs can live longer, I guess. And big dogs.
Do you guys like big dogs? I kind of don't. I'm zagging a little bit from pop culture.
We're talking dog sizes now.
Yeah, I don't really like maybe certain. It's just certain breeds like.
What about labs?
So labs for sure impossible to not like.
Yeah.
Those are.
I think if I was ever gonna get a dog, it would be a black lab. But I'm a cat person, so.
Black labs, golden retrievers, all day. Yeah, all day. So that's not what I'm talking. I'm talking about like bull mastiff, Cane Corso, pit bulls. They're just so fucking strong that it's like they might be the nicest animal in the world and never have been mistreated, but it's just the point of like it's still an animal and it could like snap one time, and that one time it could totally kill. Like they kill people.
You hear about stories all the time.
So I just don't.
Or
I'm
maim.
just not a big fan.
Maim their owner.
Of dogs.
Maim their elderly
You don't want
owners.
to have something around that can.
Or like somebody who's coming to visit their owner and like gives them a hug or something, and
Mhm.
the dog perceives it as threatening.
Well, I mean, it can happen with almost any dog too. I mean, I think did I tell you that insurance story?
Yeah,
is
you
an
told me about it,
insurance
yeah.
story about a dog. I believe it was a golden retriever, well-behaved dog, history of being around kids, being great around kids. This dog just happened to have an ear infection, and was told, "Don't pet the dog. It's got an ear infection. Don't pet the dog." Well, this little kid went to pet it, and the dog bit the kid's face and bit the kid's lip off of the face. It detached from the face. They had to try to find the lip. They found the lip, and then they had to, do, cosmetic surgery, emergency surgery.
That's a golden retriever.
That's a golden
not even
retriever.
One of those muscular.
Yeah, yeah.
That's just.
It was just the golden retriever was sick. It had an ear infection. Its ear was hurting, and the kid's trying to touch it. And because again, the dog probably had no control. It probably just, it's like a,
Yeah, it's
you know,
like, don't hurt me.
it's like it's like the dog is getting stabbed. It's gonna react. It's like that's what it was like. Yeah, I never ended up finding out more about that, but hope everybody's okay. Yeah, I'd love to have one. I'd love to have a dog. Maybe someday. Couple things. Of course, the amount of effort and energy and time to take care of it, which I think becomes routine, and it doesn't seem, that brutal. It's just like, the dog, is going to want to be let out in the morning every single morning, fed, all this kind of stuff. You need to take the dog out for walks and things like that. And then, you ever want to go anywhere, it's more of an ordeal than having a cat, having a dog, and especially even just being away at work for 10 hours every day. That's just too much for a dog. You'd have to bring the dog with you to work or come halfway home throughout, half the day for lunch and let it out.
Or have the neighbor do it.
So there's all that. And then, which I think is even like the worst part, is then you have this awesome dog in your life. You have this lab, let's say golden retriever, for 10, 12 years. Now all of a sudden I'm in my 50s and I'm like having to put down this dog, and it's just, oh God, how horrible,
Yeah.
Putting animals down sucks.
Oh.
I've had to do it before.
Yeah. And that just would be brutal because, cats are great, and they, of course, they got their personalities and things like that. But a dog is very it is like a loyal companion where it's a little different level than a cat as far as like
Oh yeah.
its bond to you.
I don't know, man. I've had some cats that have been pretty bonded to me.
I believe it. I absolutely believe it. But like cats are kind of like a little bit more independent, where they're just kind of like, hey, we love you, whatever. But like, I don't know.
Yeah, they're more like independent.
That's
They
probably the
view
better
you
way to
as,
put it.
like-
They're more
I've heard
independent.
Cats view you as just like a big cat. Like they don't make any differentiation for creature, whereas I feel like a dog totally identifies you as the authority.
You're their master. Yeah. Exactly. And
Except for some
they-
breeds like mastiffs, they'll fucking like test you.
Really?
I've heard people who train them, and they'll say like, people will say they want one of these dogs, and they'll ask them questions like, "Are you gonna let it sleep in your bed?" And if people are like, "Yeah," it's like, "Nope,
Yeah.
not
Nope,
this
you can't
dog.
get this one.
This dog's gonna like why?" It's like because this dog is gonna think like it's the alpha.
Yeah. Yes. Well, and that's
and
the
it
thing.
will like challenge you.
And you do have to treat a dog a certain way too, and it's because they thrive and they like that being treated that way. You know, having this order and having to be obedient to you is actually healthy for them, and they like that. You know, and that's I guess that's a little bit of a difference where like a cat isn't always. I mean, you kind of have some unique cats that kind of have maybe a couple of those types of quirks and stuff like that. Some are kind of more like that, you know. But for the most part, cats are kind of like F you. Like, yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm doing this because I know I'm going to get some food out of the deal, you know. But if I had an opportunity, I would kill you and take over the house if I could, you know. Like, you know. But I do actually need you to keep bringing me my food. And, you know, I like being petted sometimes or whatever, you know. But I had a cat growing up. I liked it.
What this is a ad for a ThinkPad.
Ooh.
1998. What is it?
ThinkPad. Those
idea on the
are...
processor.
Pentium 2?
Pentium 2?
Yeah.
Any idea on the speed?
1998. We're looking at maybe 333 megahertz.
400?
Very close. 266.
266. 400 is maybe a little later. Maybe Pentium 3.
Well, my laptop that I was talking about that first one I got,
Yeah.
Toshiba, was 266 megahertz.
Really?
So I think Pad's a little higher end, so I figured bump it up. But
I do. I remember like that at the like the computer shows when they started advertising like the 300, then like the 400, the 500. And I'm like 500. Like dang, it's getting crazy, man. It's getting crazy.
yeah, I remember seeing the 400 megahertz too,
yeah.
thinking, oh my god.
Yeah. I'm like, well, they're gonna be making a 6 pretty soon. Like, you know.
Any idea on the hard drive size?
On the ThinkPad, 8 gigabytes.
300 megabytes.
4 gigs.
4
gigs.
gigs.
Oh, this thing's on par with my Toshiba.
Any idea on the weight? I bet computer is way less now.
Oh yeah, way less.
Really? Yeah, but I mean, look at this honking thing.
Well, laptops.
Oh, laptops.
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember my Toshiba. That was like adding another textbook into my.
I'll say
backpack.
12 pounds.
Any guess?
Oh, you want to guess? I'm gonna go with 9.
5.6.
Oh, I was way off.
Oh, sweet. This is a sweet. Oh, this is perfect. This is perfect. This page is called Toys of Summer.
All right.
And it has oh my god, this is so funny. The first thing listed is it's an accessory for Game Boys. Okay, the Nintendo Game Boy has long been a favorite of playground bound kids and airport
The magnifier.
grounded adults. Now fans can
Like-
walk away now fans can while away the hours playing photographer thanks to Nintendo's Game Boy
I
camera.
remember that thing.
And how much did that cost?
I don't know. I didn't buy. Never ended
The
up
Game
buying
Boy
one.
camera.
I guess probably
Yeah.
about $70.
It produces low-end resolution black and white images. It's $50.
$50.
All right, let me make it a guess next time.
And then there's a you can invest in the optional Game Boy printer.
I do remember that too. Yeah.
And you can print out postage stamp size images on sticker paper.
And was it had to have been a roll,
Yeah.
a roll of paper?
It was a roll.
Yeah, it looks like a receipt kind of printer.
So there was a rumor. I don't know if it's true or not, but there was a rumor going around high school that one of the features Nintendo had, had for was going to have for the Game Boy camera was you could take a picture of yourself and then use that picture on like a character in GoldenEye. So you'd be, playing with your friends and trying to shoot your friends in GoldenEye.
And they put your face on the character?
Yeah, because you took it with a Game Boy camera. There's going to be some way they're going to make some sort of adapter that you could put in the Nintendo 64,
Yeah, because those characters' faces were like a really pixelated, just like photo
But remember
stuck
those
on
jump
there.
packs, you put them in the bottom of the Nintendo 64 controller. There was supposed to be some kind of like thing that was going to come out that would let you do that, but then the rumor was that the Columbine shooting happened, and they were worried that people were going to go around taking pictures of their teacher and put them on GoldenEye and things like that.
So funny the things that they used to
Like, I don't know. I mean, I just heard it. I never.
fearmonger about.
Some kid told me in high school. I've never, tracked down to see if it was actually a thing or he was just making something up to sound cool. But it's kind of interesting to think about.
Wouldn't this have already been outdated, or was GoldenEye around '98?
Nintendo 64 came out in 1996, I think. I mean, I remember getting it in '96. So I remember getting it like around the time I got my license, and
So GoldenEye would have been out.
and I remember playing.
I don't remember those overlapping like Game Boy and 64, but I guess they did.
Well, it's probably the Game Boy Color or the Game Boy Pocket
Or Game Boy Advance.
or maybe the Game Boy SP.
I'm trying to see what Game Boy they have. What I don't know. There is a word after it, and you're right. It's not the original Game Boy, but it looks like it's so black and white.
Yeah, that's a Game Boy Pocket right there. So the Game Boy Pocket, I had one exactly like
Is that just a smaller one?
Yeah, it was smaller, and it only used 2 batteries instead of 4. And instead of being like black and green or black and yellow or yellow and green, it was actually black and white, and it's a bit more clear screen. But yeah, I had one of those in high school. I used to play.
This is the reason
Here's the
why
original.
I marked out when it came up, because they've got the flat panel is in this Toys of Summer. The flat panel LCD computer monitor bring futuristic sizzle to the desktop with their sleek, thin appearance. Flat panels are typically less than 7 inches deep versus well more than a foot for a normal monitor. They offer more than good looks, though, with flicker-free display to prevent eye strain, a flat surface that virtually eliminates distortion, lightweight for portability, and excellent energy efficiency, while still high compared to the cost of standard monitors. Flat panels prices are dropping rapidly. The widely praised EIZO FlexScan is a perfect example at only $2,000.
Jeez.
That was
In
after they had
1998.
dropped, so they definitely were like 4 or 5.
Hey Tom,
grand
can you
at
bring a
one point.
currency converter up there? We keep saying things like in these dollars.
Yeah, I'll pull up that up in just a second here.
Not a currency converter, inflation calculators.
You remember that on the original Game Boy having this sticker?
Yeah, Mario would come to your house and fix it.
I've got that sticker on
Yeah.
mine, and I'm gonna call this number here and see if it's still.
Yeah,
see if it's
what was that about? It was like
The
if
number
you-
that you dialed does not accept caller ID blocked calls. If you wish to reach this number, remove caller ID block and call back. Thank you.
Ooh,
I wonder what it,
Playing
that's for
tough,
if your
huh?
if your Game Boy breaks, is that what that
I
number
think
is?
so.
It was like
yeah.
The number for the Nintendo World Class Service Center.
Yeah, I had that sticker on the back of mine. This one here, not this top one though. I've never seen this top one.
I wonder what mine's got on there. I'll have to look next time.
Some of them didn't have it, unless they got ripped off or something.
Maybe mine didn't have it. Cause I don't remember it being there.
Yeah, I do not remember that. I wonder, they probably still have that number. Yeah, it's like Nintendo never went away.
Well, I just called it. They don't want me calling it with a blocked number, and I'm not gonna call it without a block. Let's see. Let me look up the phone number now.
If it was Nintendo, you'd think that voice would be like Mario, though. Like,
It's me, Mario.
yeah, if you want to talk, take off the caller ID.
Yeah, it looks like our consumer assistance hotline,
Yeah,
Nintendo
looks like
support.
Nintendo's still has that number.
Well, you gotta do the Mario themed.
Should I call it without
no
blocking?
Caller ID message, Nintendo.
I'll call it without blocking. It's just a Nintendo number. Who cares? If
Right.
It's not
Say
going to
your
harm.
Game Boy is not working.
Yeah.
Or
Just
your-
I just want to make sure they're still available in case my Game Boy needed servicing, but
Game
it's still
Boy
been working great.
Center.
I just want to report that it's still been working great for this entire time. I want to thank you guys for your. Here we go.
And ask if you can buy.
Thank you for calling Nintendo. questions about the
Can you
new
buy a
Nintendo
Game Boy
Switch 2?
printer?
Visit Nintendo.com for the latest information. Please note that Nintendo customer service does not have additional information other than what's on the official Nintendo website.
Para asistencia en español, oprima el número 9.
For any Nintendo Switch 2, Nintendo Switch, or Nintendo account question, including troubleshooting and repairs, eShop and prepaid cards, billing and charges, or bans and login issues, press 1.
No.
For help with any other system, press 2.
Any other system.
For
Game
help
Boy
with
would be a
parental
system.
control,
All right, I
for
pressed 2.
3DS family systems, press 1. For Wii U family systems, press 2. For Classic Edition family systems, press 3. For Wii or any other system, press 4.
Any other
To
system.
repeat, you will now be placed in line to speak to one of our specialists. Your
Does it
call may
still
be
make
monitored
Wii?
and or recorded
No.
for quality assurance.
Well, you could probably get it, service.
Hello, thank you for calling Nintendo. My name is Isabel. How can I assist you today?
Hi, Isabel. Hi, my name is Tom, and I just wanted to call and ask: are you guys still able to service and give technical support over the phone for original Game Boys?
Actually, no. Not even for Wii at this point.
Okay.
Those stores are already shut it down for real. So, but exactly what is the issue that the Game Boy console is having?
Well, so far, out of the entire time that I've owned it, I haven't had any trouble at all. And it's just been one of the best working pieces of equipment from Nintendo that I've ever purchased. So I wanted to call and also thank you guys for your hard work on producing such a great product for this long. But I just wanted to also know that in case something by chance were to happen to it, either now or in the future, if this number that's on the back of my Game Boy still would be able to service it.
Yeah, no, for that type of console, unfortunately, we no longer provide service because it is too much time already. And actually, like I was telling you, at this point, once the device is already damaged or it needs to get a repair, the best option is always try to get information about on the internet. You can search for places that they set up repairs or provide the parts that sometimes are failure, because at this point it is already classic edition series and is collectionable.
Yeah, I would say so. Well, that's
That's
interesting. Yeah, I
exactly.
haven't used the internet for anything like that before. I've heard about that, but I could go to the library maybe with my nephew who knows more about that kind of stuff, and he'd maybe be able to show me how to get on the internet. But I thank you for your help and your information and your time today, and I wish you good luck servicing the other types of Nintendo products you guys have, and have a good day.
You too. Thank you for reaching out with Nintendo. Have a good one.
All right, bye-bye.
Nice. They got good customer service.
That'll be
Extremely good customer service.
That's a call that representative will remember for quite some time.
30 years later,
I got someone calling about a Game Boy.
they're still servicing. They're still available at that number to talk to a live human being that
Yeah,
will give you
that's
information about what you called about.
That's great.
Yeah,
Yeah, and she
on a
knew-
Saturday.
She knew her
Yeah.
stuff too. She didn't Game Boy. What's that?
Hmm.
Okay.
That was cool. It's nice to see some things from back in the good old days that are still
I
slightly
would not have
alive.
guessed that I thought customer service was totally dead. Well done, Nintendo. That really is cool. That makes me feel good that companies still have customer service like that.
Yep.
You didn't have to hold for fucking
That was
2
quick.
hours.
someone immediately
Put you in
picked
the
up.
queue, and they got somebody on call. She's getting paid right now to do that.
I'm
She's ready.
amazed, Nintendo. That's just phenomenal.
Yeah.
They're not fucking around. They really care about customers. Because every time I've called a place lately for real customer service, it's always kicks you in a queue right away.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And most of the time it's so long that it's do you want to just have us call you when
And then they never call.
when you're number comes up.
I can think of one company that I use that actually calls back on that. Every time I've done it, they never even call back.
Just customer service is. I remember it being like that, but that I didn't think that existed anymore. That's great. What do you remember this game for? This is an ad for Gran Turismo for
Yeah.
PlayStation.
Still have that game.
I think it's one of the best games ever made.
Mm-hmm.
It had 166 cars. That's what
real
made it
cars.
so cool. Is
They're
it had
real cars.
Well,
Cars
but
like ours.
they have like they've been making that still.
Yeah.
They have like a Gran Turismo 9 or something like that. Yeah, it's like
You get it on PlayStation 5.
you know,
the reason they jump started it great. Like they had the idea of getting real cars and lots of them. Yeah, I remember you could just drive like a regular, like fleet vehicle.
Yeah.
couldn't
or
you?
like a Honda Civic
Like a
or something.
Civic.
I remember
Yeah.
you could get like
And
the
you could
Delta
soup it up.
Gold, you could get the CRX.
Awesome.
Yeah, and then you can modify so many different options on that. That was fun about that game. You know, you'd have like your garage, and you could change all sorts of things
Right.
on it.
What's the current one like that? Does it still have like a huge selection of cars?
Oh yeah, but they also it's Gran Turismo, and then what was the one for Xbox that was very similar to Gran Turismo? Forza.
Yeah.
Gran Turismo 7. That's what they're up to, maybe. It was released in 2022. They have an 8?
No official announcement.
Okay, so Gran Turismo 7 is the...
How many cars
That's
can you
what
get on
they're
that
up
one?
to. 7 in 30 years.
Oh, you get patches and stuff. Oh, is it gonna be like DLC? Oh, you can download the Honda pack or the.
Mhm.
Oh God, if you have to pay for every car, it's totally of course it's like that. That looks like Lancia's. That June update. Have you ever heard of a Lancia?
Here's
Yeah,
Carlos.
yeah.
Those were Lancia's.
Oh, here we go.
It's like this Italian.
It's listed by make.
Yeah, see what Honda. See if they still have just like Accords.
They got a 91 Honda Beat.
Yeah, that's.
They have a 87 Honda Civic Si Extra.
Nice.
Civic 93.
That looks like the CRX kind of, doesn't it?
a little
That
bit.
Civic.
They had those that kind of looked like the
Sure.
CRX, but had like the bigger back. Had back
Here's
seat.
a CRV. CRV, like an class, like an electric one.
Yeah.
Look at Honda Fit. That's just like the
There we go.
totally normal car.
NSX, 92 NSX.
Oh yeah, I remember
I
those.
remember those two.
And then what is it, like the S2000? There we go.
Yeah, those are cool.
Dave, you got to get one of those.
I thought about it, but you know what? It's just like they're 30 some years old now, or getting to be that. And things are gonna be breaking all the time.
Yeah, not on Hondas though. They don't break it. I'm just kidding.
So it doesn't look like they have any Accords. Yeah, it's kind of weird. They don't have the.
I don't remember them ever having like an
Main
Accord,
vehicle.
but Civic.
But they have a Fit.
yeah.
Like I would think you'd have
True.
the Accord.
Let's see what they have for Toyota. GTs, GR86, 2000 GT.
They got the ambulance.
Nice.
How old is that?
Oh, they got the 8.6.
They should have a high ace. What are those called? High ace or something?
What?
The high ace.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what that a Toyota Hiace.
Oh, like that van?
They're like mini camper vans.
25 businesses and families.
But they're small.
Comfort with
Expensive.
ergonomic control
Well, it's
engines
a brand
for
new one.
city driving, the high size and unloading easy, saving time and effort. Whether you're using it
They're
for
not all
business,
fancy like that
family,
though.
or-
They've been making them for years, and there's crappy ones. Oh, here it is. Toyota high ace van right
Yeah,
here.
nice. Can people see what we're looking at?
No,
No. Well, we're just lost
nobody's
all our
even watching
viewers.
it. Yeah, nobody was even watching it anyway. Yeah, so they do have that. That's cool. yeah, I don't know. I'm starting to get a little bit hungry here.
Yeah, me too. Maybe we should wrap her up, huh?
Yeah, I mean we've been going for quite a while here. What we're on an hour and 40 minutes
Yep.
almost. We did get 6 views total, including 2 chat comments from a random person. Those are our first 2 ever chat comments. We're making some progress.
Gotta start somewhere.
Absolutely got to start somewhere.
International too, right?
Yeah, we're international.
So yeah, Egyptian hip hopper.
Awesome. We're big in Egypt.
Yep, yeah, we're big in Egypt.
We've got a following.
Yeah, other than that, yeah, I don't really have anything else to wrap up with. If anybody else has anything else,
All right, well, everyone.
What about here? We did.
as soon as I wrap up, then Bern will say, "All right, guys, I'm leaving. Oh, see you later."
Yeah,
Run
yeah,
out of the
yeah.
He'll run out of the house. Yeah.
I will do this. I will ask you guys after. Well, we can wrap it up.
Oh well, we got something good though in here. Wait a minute.
Well, I just was gonna go through the charts again. I've got. This is the issue later. This is July.
Oh,
All right, well,
Let's take one little more stroll down memory lane here.
all right, we'll end with this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that last one was June. This is July now.
July.
So a month later, something has topped Titanic. Titanic is still very high, number 2, but something has
Okay.
topped it.
There's another sound.
This is a soundtrack or a movie?
No, it's just a band.
Or wait, okay, so Titanic, that was the soundtrack, that was the top.
Yeah.
Now it's a new one, and this is
Just a band.
July of what?
record.
I'm sorry, of
98.
98, July of 98. July of 98, and this band is taking over.
I don't. They're kind of a niche band. I do remember this album. I could tell you the. How about I tell you the album? And you
Hold
see-
on, no, hold on. Is it a boy band?
No, negative.
It's the Supertones.
I'm really surprised that this band made it to number 1.
The Supertones.
No,
Uh,
I'm really like. There's no way I would guess that they would have. This album was fantastic, but I never knew it was so mainstream.
so mainstream. What's an album that I can just throw on and listen to forever? Yeah,
But this one, it's obscure. Like he's surprised that it's on here.
Yeah. It's
All right, my original guess was going to be 98 Degrees, but that's a boy band. That wouldn't be it then. That couldn't be it. Okay.
What's that?
I'll tell you
one?
the name of the album. See if you remember the band. OK Computer.
Radiohead.
Yeah.
I've got that on record.
That was a tough guess for
Vinyl.
me. I never even heard of that.
Yeah. That's what about the number 1 single? It says 1 year ago this was the number 1 single. So July 97. This one is a boy band.
Okay, then and the actual single,
It's a boy band, but it's none of the
it's not the main two.
boys are really attractive, I guess. They play
Oh,
instruments.
Hanson.
It is. You remember the song?
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
really?
remember
Okay.
that song, yes.
That's funny. It's not the main 2 boy bands, and again, 98 Degrees would be maybe the third that you'd throw in, but that was before the original boy band, New Kids on the Block.
That definitely was the one I remember.
Yeah, I'm thinking like when I was in school, like the main ones were Backstreet Boys and NSYNC, from what I remember.
Yeah, I remember those.
What I was
Pretty gay.
The thing I was looking at before was the Rolling Stone Readers Top 20. That's what Radiohead OK Computer was number 1 at. So that makes sense because it's like I know that album was never mainstream. You had to be like cool to figure out that was a good album. But this was the Billboard Top 40. Any guesses? Can you guess one album that would be on here? But you can't guess.
What was the time period again?
July 98.
July 98, and we're guessing a song or an album on the top
Album.
40.
Yeah, album.
Oh, the top 40. I mean, that's a. But I'm bad with like album names.
How about the Offspring X-Day on the Hombre?
Ding. No. Not ding.
I can't do albums. I don't know
What
albums.
else did I listen to back in 1997?
And the ones that I would be able to kind of
Metallica Load. What?
reload.
I think Reload came later.
Eh. You guys,
I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I was just getting into like.
come on. Oh, this one you have to get. You guys, come on. This you don't have to guess the album, just like who was the artist. I remember this in high school cuz they fucking sold out Target Center like 10 shows. What was super popular? in
Beastie
high school?
Boys,
No.
I don't know, man.
Green Day.
I wasn't popular in high
Yes.
school, so.
Gotta be.
But I think Green Day was earlier than that, wasn't it?
Well, Green Day's been around forever. Now.
But when they were coming up with their cool albums back before they got weird.
yeah.
I think that would have been like 94.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dookie, I think, came out in 94. I think. Maybe 90. No, I think 94.
These are both shit though. I hated both of these, but man, people could not get enough. Number 1 is Garth Brooks. Number 2 was Dave Matthews Band.
Oh, okay.
Did you guys like either of them?
No, I didn't really care for either of those two back then.
No.
Yeah, me either. All right, cool. Well, I'll shut this now.
All right, man.
All right. Well, you guys, thanks for watching.
Have a great week, weekend, day, night, whatever you find yourself watching this.
We love you, Egypt.